Has anything been done to the house? No. So I've talked about a secret loud mode in the Facelift RS3 before, in a couple of videos. And I do want to be specific. It is I'm only talking about the facelift, not the refresh, not the pre-facelift, not tuned cars, only the stock facelift with a stock ECU. Basically, if you put the car in the right settings, it's louder than normal. And the reason for that is simply that it holds the wastegate open. Basically, builds less boost if you have it in a particular mode. I'm assuming this is for efficiency reasons, as in don't build boost, don't put load on the system if you don't need to. But it doesn't really matter why it happens, it just happens. Anyway, some people have said, no, it doesn't happen, or it's this reason, or it's that reason. So I decided to chuck a GoPro in the engine bay and just see if the theories are right. So the main theory is simply that the wastegate is closed or open in different situations. So I'll put it into, currently in like startup comfort mode, let's say, into dynamic. So it's definitely a louder mode than usual. So the valves are open at the back of the car. But the prediction is that the wastegate will generally prefer to be closed. And it'll prefer to be closed because it wants to build boost more because it's dynamic mode, right? It's trying to be a performance mode. It's trying to give you as much power as you can get, as quickly as you can get it. And generally, from what I can see, that seems to be reflected in the boost graph, like just light throttle, and you can start seeing a little bit of boost build. And I'm assuming right now, as I talk, that you'll see that wastegate being closed. You'll see the little lever is in the closed position. And you'll see as well, whenever you change gears, it'll likely, actuate the wastegate. So it's still dynamic mode, still cruise around in the M manual, sporty gear setting, whatever you want to call it. So if we switch over to the secret loud mode, which is in individual, the drive's in D drive, I expect that the wastegate would have changed and that it'll be holding it open more than it was in dynamic mode. The other effect this has is you lose crackles and pops. I'm guessing again because they are probably caused by the turbo, back pressure, whatever. I mean, insert arbitrary physics reasons here, but the point being, there is a distinct difference between the modes, and I'm pretty sure that's because the wastegate is being held open. So light acceleration, no boost is being built. I assume the wastegate is open, and up here I'll put my foot down a bit more firmly, and I expect it to try and close the wastegate, so I expect it to close it right now, and I can see boost being built right there. And you can actually feel it, the car responds a little bit more slowly. Like the pickup isn't quite as good, it kind of hesitates for a second, and then feels like it closes the wastegate, builds boost, and then you go. Whereas in dynamic mode, the boost is kind of there all the time. Weirdly, when you're in dynamic mode, it feels less turbocharged than it does in non-dynamic modes or in the drive setting, because I'm assuming it does have that kind of lag effect where it's not because the turbo can't keep up, it's because the car's just not producing boost. It's intentionally not producing boost until it needs to. Now I need to rush home because I've actually tried this once before, but I didn't have a light, so you couldn't see what was going on. But I did notice that after a very short drive, the GoPro became so hot that I couldn't touch it. And I assumed that that's not healthy for it. Electronics don't really like being extremely warm. So, yeah. Guess we'll see if it what I think is happening is actually happening. Oh, and as for is my house still there? We're knocking our house down. New house incoming, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, with notable features, changes, let's say, specifically for cars. Should be good. We'll see.